They built a machine, not to approve your surgery, to deny it. 1.2 seconds. That's how long the AI spent reviewing your claim. The same one your doctor spent 6 weeks fighting for. You paid your premium every month, for years, and when your body finally broke down, the machine said no. Right now, today, 17 million Americans are waiting on a prior authorization decision. A bureaucratic chokehold that did not exist 30 years ago. Your insurance company calls it clinical review. What it actually is a delay engine designed to make you give up. 82% of prior authorization denials, 82, are eventually reversed on appeal, which means the original denial was wrong. But most people never appeal. They just stop trying. That is the business model. UnitedHealth, Cigna, Aetna. They do not profit when they pay your claim. They profit when they don't. In 2020, UnitedHealth Group quietly acquired a company called Predict, an AI system trained on 2 billion prior medical claims. Built to determine how long patients should stay in the hospital, they said it was to streamline care. The data said something different. The AI had a 90% error rate for patients over 65. 90%. And UnitedHealth kept using it anyway, because the errors always went in one direction. Too short, the AI always said patients should be discharged faster than their doctors recommended. Faster discharge means lower cost, means higher margin. Cigna had its own system, called PxDx. Their own doctors were reviewing and rejecting an average of 1.2 seconds per claim, across 50,000 claims per day. Not reading, not reviewing, rubber stamping a machine's decision, and calling it medicine. A ProPublica investigation found that in 1 month alone, Cigna physicians rejected 300,000 claims. Average review time per claim, 1.2 seconds. 1.2 seconds to decide your cancer screening wasn't necessary. Your nerve pain medication wasn't justified. Your child's behavioral therapy wasn't covered. This wasn't negligence. This was policy. The system is called PxDx Procedures and Diagnoses. It cross-references your specific diagnosis code against a pre-built denial matrix. If your diagnosis hits a flagged category, the system auto-routes to denial. Your doctor never sees the flag. You never see the flag. The only thing you see is the letter. Your request has been reviewed and denied. Judy Seraphin was 67 years old, a retired school teacher from Connecticut. She had a hip replacement scheduled, approved by her surgeon, approved by her GP. Denied by the machine. UnitedHealth's Predict algorithm said she only needed 2 days of post-surgical rehabilitation. Her surgeon said 14, she was discharged on day 3. She fell at home. She fractured her femur. She never fully recovered. Her family sued. And in the discovery process, they found something that should have landed executives in handcuffs. Internal documents showing that UnitedHealth's own medical directors have flagged the Predict error rate in writing and been told to keep using it. They knew. At Cigna, internal communications obtained by journalists showed executives celebrating denial rate milestones, calling them efficiency gains, tying physician bonuses to how fast they move through the rejection queue. Your doctor gets paid more to say no to you faster. In 2023, the American Medical Association surveyed physicians across the country. 94% said prior authorization had negatively impacted patient care. 33% said it had led to a serious adverse event, hospitalization, permanent disability, or death. Death, not as a legal footnote, as a direct, documented outcome of the denial machine. In 2024, a U.S. Senate subcommittee investigation pulled the internal data. UnitedHealth denied Medicare Advantage claims at a rate 11 times higher than traditional Medicare. 11 times. Medicare Advantage, the plan sold to seniors as better, more comprehensive, more personal, was a denial engine in a friendly brochure. The federal government pays UnitedHealth a fixed monthly premium for every Medicare Advantage enrollee. Every claim denied is pure profit. The math is not complicated. They enrolled the sickest, the oldest, the most vulnerable, knowing the government premium was highest for high-risk patients, and then deployed the AI to deny the care those patients needed most. That is not a bug. That is the product. Aetna had its own variant, a behavioral health denial algorithm targeting mental health and substance abuse claims. The system automatically flagged any treatment lasting longer than 30 days for review. 30 days is not enough to treat severe depression. It is not enough to stabilize a patient coming off opioids. Aetna's actuaries knew that. The algorithm was set to 30 days anyway. People left treatment early. People relapsed. People died. Aetna's quarterly earnings beat analyst expectations. None of these companies were fined enough to change the behavior. The settlements were line items. The profit from denial dwarfed the cost of getting caught, so they kept the machines running. Here is what they never want you to understand about your own policy. The document you signed, the benefit summary, the coverage breakdown, is legally meaningless without the prior authorization grid buried in a second document you were never sent. That grid is called the clinical coverage policy. It is updated quarterly, without notice, and whatever it says overrides your plan's listed benefits. They can change the rules after you get sick, legally. While you're already in treatment, let that land. Between 2019 and 2023, prior authorization request volume across all major insurers increased by 63%. The denial rate increased by 31%. The appeal success rate stayed flat at about 21% because most people never appeal. The system is designed around your exhaustion, around your confusion, around the fact that you are sick, scared, and running out of time. While a call center reads from a script on the other end of the phone, the appeal window is typically 30 to 60 days. In many states, the insurance company's internal review board makes the final call. The same company that denied you decides whether the denial was fair. That is not a system. That is a trap. In December 2024, UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed outside a Manhattan hotel. The country's response, the grief some felt, and the rage far more felt, said everything about how betrayed Americans feel by this industry. Millions of people online talked not about the shooter. They talked about their denial letters, their dead relatives, the treatment that came 1 week too late. That is the consequence of building a machine to deny human beings the medical care that could save their lives. In the aftermath, UnitedHealth announced it was temporarily suspending certain prior authorization requirements. For the first time in company history, proof that the machine was always optional. They just chose to run it. 3 months later, most of the suspensions had been quietly reversed. The machine is back. Right now, members of Congress are receiving lobbying money from UnitedHealth, Cigna, and Aetna PACs at a combined rate of over $40 million per election cycle. The bills that would reform prior authorization, the Improving Seniors Timely Access to Care Act, have died in committee 3 election cycles in a row. The legislators who could stop this are being paid not to. Meanwhile, UnitedHealth Group posted $400 billion in revenue across the last 5 years. Their CEO before the shooting took home $23 million in 2023 alone. Your premium went up 9% this year. Your deductible went up. Your out-of-pocket maximum went up. Your coverage went down. And somewhere in a glass tower in Minneapolis, a server rack is learning your medical history to get better at telling you no. This is the machine they built with your money to be used against you. So what can you actually do? First, if you are denied appeal immediately, every single time, the system is designed to bet you won't. Prove it wrong, request a peer-to-peer review. This forces an actual physician, not an algorithm, to get on a call with your doctor and justify the denial verbally. Approval rates in peer-to-peer reviews jump dramatically because humans are harder to hide behind than machines. If your insurer is funded by your employer, you have federal ERISA rights to an independent external review. That review goes outside the insurance company entirely. Most people have no idea this exists. File a complaint with your state insurance commissioner. Every single complaint is logged. Enough of them trigger regulatory audits. The machine does not like audits. Document everything. Every call, every letter, every timestamp. The legal battlefield favors the entity with better records. Make sure that entity is you. There are patient advocacy organizations specifically trained to fight denials on your behalf for free. The Patient Advocate Foundation. The National Patient Advocate Foundation. Use them and understand the larger picture. This is not a customer service problem. This is a structural extraction machine that was legally assembled over 40 years, while legislators look the other way. The Improving Seniors Timely Access to Care Act. Look it up. Find out if your representative voted against it. Find out who paid them, because the machine survives on anonymity. It thrives in the space between your confusion and your exhaustion. It counts on you never connecting the denial letter to the lobbyist, to the campaign, donation to the vote. Connect the dots. There are currently 22 states with active legislation to restrict algorithmic prior authorization. Texas, California, New York. The industry is fighting every single bill with everything they have. They are spending $40 million per cycle to keep the machine running, because the machine makes them billions. And every billion came directly out of someone's treatment. You pay for this system with your premiums, with your taxes, with your health, with the years some people lost and the years some people didn't get. The machine learned to say no to you. It's time you learn to say no. back.